Hi there, my name is Kaylee Jentsch. I'm from Buffalo, New York, and I played softball and tennis for Houghton College. I graduated a little over a year ago, and I just wanted to share a quick story of how I was connected to FCA and how that made a positive impact on me. So, just to give some background, I am an audit associate. I'm involved in public accounting, and so last fall I passed my CPA exams, and then last winter I had my first busy season. And so come March of 2020, I had just finished my first busy season, which is a cool milestone in that job. And I was like, okay, I have no more tests to study for. Work is less busy. I'm not playing sports anymore. So what am I going to do with my free time? And so it just got to a point where I really felt like God was nudging me and saying, okay, Kaylee, you're in a new chapter of life, and what are you going to use that time for? I just felt called to use that time productively and for my own growth now that I'm out of college and growing into adulthood. And so I think it's really funny how God works timing in ways that we never understand until after things happen. But anyways, in March, I was connected to a personal contact, one of my dad's personal friends, and I had a cool conversation with him about different ministry opportunities in the Western New York area. So then he connected me to someone else, another person that I didn't know, and I had a phone call with him in like our first week of quarantine, and I was a little bit frustrated because I was like, okay, I just realized that I want to serve in a new way, but now we're in the midst of a pandemic. How the heck am I going to do anything in these circumstances? But I had the call anyway. We talked for about 30 minutes, and then at the very end, he said, okay, is there anything else? Are there any other ways that you'd be interested in serving? And for some reason, I hadn't thought of it yet, but I said, I love sports. Are there any ministry opportunities, sports related, around here? And he said, oh, I've got a great friend who works for FCA Buffalo. I'm like, well, that's perfect. So then I was connected to Jake Hannon at FCA, and we had a really cool conversation too. And a couple weeks later, I was involved in a Bible study with FCA, and at that point, I knew that it was going to be over Zoom for obvious reasons with social distancing, and I had so many Zooms with friends and so many video conferences at work, and part of me was like, do I really want another Zoom to fill up my week? And little did I know that it was going to be the highlight of my week, and it would be something that I would look forward to for the entire Bible study. It was just a great group of people, and we went through a book about leadership, specifically servant leadership as Christians. And every single week I learned new things, and I definitely grew in ways that I couldn't have even hoped for because it was such a great experience. So just to highlight a couple of the things I learned, one of the best things about being part of the Bible study was that I learned about the importance of building confidence in myself as a leader, because before my first year of college, first year out of college, I was still kind of figuring out who I am as a person, and the study taught me that all I can do is just rest in the identity that my life is in God's hands, and I can just have a positive message for others and spread that good news. And so I noticed pretty quickly that after the Bible study, I was more confident in my faith and more confident in my abilities, and that made a big difference in my role as a youth group leader. It made a difference in my role at work as a Christian in the business world. So I could talk all day about how awesome that Bible study was, but that was the biggest takeaway for me, was just going into the world confidently as a servant of Christ. And so I'm so thankful for how FCA has worked in my life, and how I can impact others as a result of how I've grown with FCA. So thank you for listening to my message, and I hope you have an awesome day.